I like to think that I've made it very clear that I do not watch ESPN First Take. I stopped caring for the show after it stopped calling itself Cold Pizza, and when Woody Page retired and Jay Crawford and Dana Lash and all those guys, when they broke that whole cabal up, I wasn't really feeling it. But from what I gather from people who do watch it under my LeVar Ball did nothing wrong video, which we spoke of the main topic in this video as well, they do not like Molly Qerim. The people that watch that show are not fans of hers. And I think today she did something that really exemplifies why she isn't liked but so much. And so without further ado, we're going to get into this ESPN video. You know, fair use, all that other fun stuff. Let's do this.
It's not that Kobe's on the third team that's the outrage. It's that he's on any of these teams at all. That is the outrage.
Okay, so apparently somebody made a list, because in sports they're always making lists, and it really is how the media like sustains itself, because you know somebody will put out a list and then, well, you know, what do we have here to do on the show? What we'll do is we'll discuss this list. So they're discussing some made up list that honestly doesn't matter in the grand scheme of really anything, but here we go.
That's an outrage. Kobe Bryant.
You're an outrage.
There is a lot of emotional reaction to Kobe. Because the advanced analytics will tell you he's not a top 10 all-time player, right? And he's...
Oh, I hope you heard what she said right there, because this video is about Molly Qerim, just in case we're clear. And one of the things I want to point out in this video is how out of line and unprofessional she really is, which culminates later on in this piece. But as he was speaking right there, he's like, you're out of line. And she goes, you're out of line. And it's like, lady, like, in case you're unfamiliar, Molly Qerim's job is as moderator. As moderator, you're there basically to watch the clock and make sure that you can break for commercials. The two people having the debate are, you know, the ones who are supposed to be speaking. But they are speaking of Kobe Bryant, and she is clearly a fan. I don't know, Jalen might want to talk to somebody.
Buffers because he played in an era that was less efficient than this one. So even though James Harden may have more efficient seasons than Kobe Bryant, if you watch James Harden in his prime and Kobe in his prime, there's no way to think James Harden was as good as Kobe Bryant, because he wasn't. Even offensively, let alone both ends of the floor.
So what I'm assuming is that they put together like a decades list, and they had the best teams from, you know, different decades. And within the span of the 2010s, as Kobe was on his way down, apparently he was put on one of these lists, and Mr. Kellerman doesn't agree. So he's here stating his fact. Okay.
A certain way in a more efficient era. So he played more efficiently, the numbers will favor him. So it's not that I sleep on Kobe's prime. Kobe wasn't in his prime. We're talking about starting in the year 2010, 2011, right? Because now we're in 1920. Okay. 2010, 2011, Kobe Bryant played 82 games, had a great season, 25 points a game. He still wasn't prime Kobe anymore. I was in LA at the time, but he was better than like prime Carmelo, right? Kobe on the way down was still...
Jeez, man, just way to kick Carmelo Anthony's back in, huh? When it comes to Kobe Bryant, you know what? He was a hell of an athlete. He was a spectacular player. I remember watching quite a few of his finals where, I mean, he was just cold-blooded. As far as a player goes, as far as his talent, I mean, man, endless respect. As far as, you know, the personality, as far as, and what I saw from him, bit of a dick. But either ways.
Better than
so we
all-star.
call it the 2010 championship in this, or no?
No, by the way, 2010-11 is when it starts. That's the first season we're counting.
Well, we're starting this on what, 2019, 2020 though? Right?
Yeah,
2010, 11,
Yeah. Okay.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Yeah, any little bit of chance, any chance she get to hop up in there and say something.
17, 18, 19, that's 10 years. Okay. So he played, so that counts as a great season. The following season he played 58 games. He had another season on that level, still excellent. Not prime Kobe excellent, but he played 58 games. And then 78 games, which was his last great season. So he had 3 seasons that you can call great seasons. Not prime Kobe seasons, but even Kobe on the way down, better than most players who ever lived. And that was it. After that, Kobe Bryant became maybe the most destructive player in the history of the NBA, because because he was Kobe Bryant and the Lakers had no one else, he was allowed to shoot as much as he wanted. He no longer played defense.
I actually remember that era because I'm not sure if this was before or after, like, the Lakers gave him this ridiculous contract that I remember looking at the time being like, yo, he's like, I mean, it's kind of like past the prom point here, right? But LA like held him down, and I remember during the time a lot of people were saying how it was, you know, back pay for the most part. Yeah, this is a legacy contract because we know you can't give us what you once gave us, but we got mad love for you and we gonna take care of you financially, which was great for Kobe. You know, I mean, you can't turn. I will not begrudge anybody for taking money offered to him, but in hindsight, yeah, money that could have probably be better spent elsewhere.
He had Achilles, he had a million different injuries, right? His knee was falling apart, everything was going. He played 6 games one season, don't even count that. 35 games the next. Know what he shot from the field in those 35 games? 29%. So if you had to put him on any team,
now you hear her, right? She just starts, hey, and she's not letting them have a conversation at all. I don't know what the heck is up with this lady, because she's sitting here trying to out-talk the other debater, and that's not your job. This is this is very unprofessional. And as far as Max Kellerman's point, if you're taking into account an entire decade, which is 10 years, and if you only have 3 really good years, as opposed with 7 others that aren't, you know what I'm saying, I mean, 20 some change percent, I could probably shoot better than 20 some change percent from the field. You know, probably not. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to be that guy. Probably not. All right.
Destructive. If you had to put him on any team, since he can't be like all NBA best team, what team would he be on?
He would be on the all NBA worst team.
Oh
actually.
my God.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Look.
You're kidding.
And so she's dipping, which is like a play for. She wants so much attention, and I'm giving it to her. I'm not going to lie, because in part, Molly Qerim is she's bad, all right? Let's be real. She's definitely a 35%er. But at the other point, she represents the problem with Western women, that they want so much of the attention that they're willing to draw away from whatever is going on and kind of put a spotlight on them and themselves. You see what I'm saying? Like, so this is probably some of the most, as far as the job that she's supposed to be doing right now, is she's supposed to be sitting there looking pretty and shutting up, you know? But she's just like, oh, how dare you speak of Kobe Bryant in such a way? Oh, and it's like, yo, like, Kobe ain't the dude that signed your check. The dude that signed your check wants you to be sitting right there doing your job. But nah, not at all.
The point is this.
Go home.
The point is this.
You go home.
He averaged.
Goodbye. Kobe Bryant's on the work.
And here, right? Yeah, she like it's such a grab for attention. It's like Jalen. You gotta pipe this down, right, my dude? Because this is some ultimately very unprofessional stuff. I mean, they know we talk about it, but still, it doesn't change the fact that this is a beautiful illustration of Western women these days.
Team, goodbye.
He averaged 22 points a game, and people who know no better will point to that. But there's only one, like, you have to do per possession. 29% from the field. Okay, what he shoot from 3 points, right? Sorry, 29% from 3. He shot 5 threes a game. 5 threes a game at 29%. His field goal percentage, 37% on the season. On the season, 37%. The following season, he shot 7 3.
You see him like, oh, how could he speak so ill of Kobe Bryant and all these other things? It's just like, yo, just take the man's argument and, you know, break it down. Listen to it. It's not like he's sitting here like coming up with terrible. It's not like he don't have a case. Like I said, they're doing like 3 years out of an entire 10. That other 70% of the time you speak of It matters.
It's a game at 28%, a 36% field goal percentage. So do you agree that if someone shoots 7 threes a game and shoots under 30% and shoots under 40% from the field and takes 1 million shots a game, that's a terrible offensive player?
You called him the most destructive player.
And see? She's not even allowed. Man, Ryan, there's Ryan Clark, right? Man, good on you for putting up with this.
In the NBA.
With the worst team.
Well,
Some of these guys, and I'm not saying he played at Giannis's level for 3 years, but Giannis is on this team for the last 3 years of his career right now, right? He's on this team because he went, I think it was 22, 25, and then last year he was the MVP. You talk about those first 3 years of the decade for Kobe, those were solid years. And I agree with you. I don't necessarily think he belongs on the third team. I don't know if Kobe belongs on the all-decade team because he was declining, and he had declined. There were
3 great years. How does that put you on an all-decade?
Well, so does Giannis. Giannis has 3 great years, and they're on the same team.
But Giannis also has other years where he didn't stink. When you
right,
but
you are pointing to 3 years.
No, but
you said
but you also take.
Okay, so basically, yeah, he's what Ryan Clark has come in to do is to try to compare the fact that Giannis, but I think the difference, just to square off their debate here, I think the difference between Giannis and Kobe is that Giannis was a green arrow up and Kobe was a red arrow down, and so I don't know the teams of which they're speaking of, like who released this. NBA.com released all decade teams for 2010s. Okay, so NBA.com released it. And, they're just sitting here debating it because that's their job. But the thing that really sticks out the most is Molly Qerim's inability to just shut up and play the position. I mean, like every time I've come across anyone that still watches this show, they're just like, yeah, I cannot stand her. I do not like her at all. Me personally, I don't watch enough of the show to have a solid opinion overall, but in this clip right here, it's literally everything that has been brought to my attention. So I wanted to point that out, that like Western women would be best suited just kicking back for a little bit and playing a position, doing their job. She need to play a position, and that's a problem. Not just here, but everywhere. So, with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like. Dislike, go ahead, do that too. I ain't scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring, and YouTube's definitely not going to do it. Like, seriously, guys, any growth comes from you, and I appreciate it to no end. And speak. Let me know, what do you think in the comments? Should they just try giving her own show? I mean, because she clearly wants that type of attention. She wants to be the main attraction. So should they just give her own show and, get somebody else in there to just happily be quiet and let the two pros go back and forth at it? Even though Ryan Clark played football, but whatever. Sports are sports, right? So let me know what you think in the comments. And until the next one.